Happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans out there. We're doing Thursday night football. We're going to cover the Lions against the Packers in the NFC East. It's a really important game for both teams. Their records are really close. We've got the Packers at 7-3-1 and the Detroit Lions at 7-4. Before we dive into the predictions, I want to ask you all a quick favor. Just hit the subscribe button at the bottom there to help support my channel. Now let's get into the stats. Let's start with the Packers. They're currently throwing at 222.5 passing yards per game, 116.5 passing yards per game, and 23.9 points is their average. That's what they score per game. So they're a pretty effective offense. Jordan Love has thrown for 2,560 throwing yards. We're looking at some key players. Josh Jacobs, their leading rusher, 648 rushing yards. And we're looking at Romeo Doubs, who has 522 receiving yards. But there is a question mark about his fitness. Will he feature in today's game? And if he does, how much will he feature? That could be a defining factor in this game. Always good to see the best players play. So hopefully he is out there and we do get to see him play tonight. Let's compare the offense with the Lions offense. And the Lions are passing more, they're rushing more, and they score more points. So we've got 238.6 passing yards, 139.6 rushing yards, and they average 26.9 points per game. So their offense does score more, they do rush more, and they do throw more yards. It's going to make it a really interesting game. And when you look at their quarterback, their lead rusher, and their lead receiver, you're not surprised then about why they score so many points. So we've got Jared Goff. He's the lead quarterback at 2,769 throwing yards. Jamar Gibbs has 951 rushing yards this year. Let's not forget about St. Brown, 884 receiving yards. They are loaded in the offense. Hopefully we'll get to see that. But again, I think, like in so many games, I think the defense of both these teams are going to be what makes the difference. The Packers defense only allowing 18.4 points per game, whereas the Lions defense, very respectable, but they allow around 21.6 points per game. So all across the board, this game is really tight, which is why I picked it to review over the Chiefs game, because I'm really excited about watching it. But my prediction off the back of this, not just with the stats, but watching these teams, sometimes the stats are obviously really important, but sometimes you just get a feel of teams. You watch them and you think, oh, they're not quite. You can't really put your finger on why, but it's not quite working. You don't quite fancy them, and I don't quite fancy the Lions in this match. It's going to be a close game. I reckon 27-24 in favour of the Green Bay Packers. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with me, and let's go through the rest of the teams now, starting with the Kansas City Chiefs against the Dallas Cowboys. Kansas, after a great win against the Colts, a really tough win, and the Dallas Cowboys against an equally unbelievable win, comeback win against the Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's going to be really close, man. But I just think the Chiefs are hopefully starting to rev up, and they tend to switch on at this point of the season anyway. So I think it's going to go for a very close Kansas Chiefs victory. That's the other Thursday night. That's the other game tonight for Thanksgiving. And then we move on to Friday. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens have won 5 games in a row now, and I fancy them to win again. The Bengals just aren't there at the moment. The Bears against the Eagles. Whoa, that's going to be a close one. I don't know about this one. They're both 8-3. I don't know. I fancy the Bears, so I'm going to go with the Bears. It's not going to be good for either the Packers or the Lions if the Bears win, but I'm going to go for the Bears. The Eagles aren't quite what they were last season. The LA Rams against the Carolina Panthers. Now, I feel like the Rams need a whole episode on their own, because not only are they beating teams, they continue to win. I think they've got an 8-game win streak at the moment, but they're beating teams so well. You know, the way they beat the Seahawks, the way they beat the Bucks, they're beating teams so well. So I can't see past them. I think they're going to go on and win every game from now until the end of the NFL season. That might be a bold statement, but I think they're going to win this game against the Panthers. I think the Niners will beat the Browns. The Texans, Texans against Colts. Man, that's going to be a good game as well. I'm going to go for the Texans here. You know, after the Hunter and Anderson performance against the Bills, I fancy them again. So so I'm going to go for the Texans against the Colts. That might be a big call, but I'm going to go for it. Miami to beat the Saints. I just can't see the Saints winning. I got the results wrong once. They're 2-9. They've been really poor, so I think they'll lose to the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to go Jets against the Falcons, actually. Tampa to beat the Cardinals. Jacksonville to beat the Titans. I'm going to go Seahawks to beat the Vikings. Chargers to beat the Raiders. And the Bills to beat the Steelers. I was pretty close again. I'm getting about 8 or 9 right each week at the moment, so hopefully I'll be a bit closer this week. But let's end the episode with saying happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Enjoy the Thanksgiving football matches as well as the weekend football matches. Let me know what you think about what I said in the comments. And if you haven't done it already, please hit subscribe to support my channel. And I'll see you for the post-match review.